One thing I like to really think about and focus on is letting the user or the buyer or whoever, the viewer, understand and realize that these things are still made by hand. And some of that is visual cues. It's not so much, oh, I see, a mill mark or, a finishing issue or something like that. No, sometimes it's just as simple as a visual cue. And that can be as simple as this bump out here. I left it square on top, and then you see the radius coming down into the profile of the neck. And that's just a subtle cue to let you know that this piece of wood was once one solid block. So that's left over from the bandsaw, where the bandsaw cut this back profile, and then I carved away the profile of the neck. And that is a visual cue. If you probably wouldn't know it looking at it. That's what I like about art and things that are handmade, is when you're looking in the gallery at something, especially with painting and impressionistic painting, you can look and you can see the actual brush mark. And, that has its own texture and qualities and all that stuff too, but you can actually kind of almost, even if you're not a painter, understand that a human chose to leave their impression, choice term, into the paint. And you can almost see the humans, you can sense that it was made not by a robot, not by artificial intelligence, but made by humans. Their mark is left in the paint. And that's kind of like what I like to think about it. I pride myself on that this is made by hand and by an artisan. And you can kind of see I chose to do a carved dowel stick. Real, pain to, not a pain so much to carve it, but a pain to apply finish to it and get it to stick just right. So little things like that. Yeah, this is a more budget-focused banjo. But when I set out to build something like this, I wanted you to still have the same qualities and the same attention to detail that you would get with a banjo that costs 3 times this. I really want each of these banjos, Renan banjos, to be super unique and one of a kind and beautiful and lasting. And little cues and details that are in them is really important. Anyway, this is a this is a fun build. I kind of got to pick and choose what I was going to do, which details I was going to add. The tailpiece is bird's eye flooring from the Dan Rivers textile mill. And it's got these little, I call them binders. I'm not sure if that's the correct term or not, but these little binding clips, I think they were, from what I gather, they fell off the machines in the textile mill and then were embedded into the flooring. And it was I think it was some kind of binder that connected either fabrics together. It was some kind of waste product from manufacturing. It fell into the floor and was either, made an impression, or maybe it was further impacted by foot traffic or what have you. I chose to leave that in the, you can kind of see them there, in the tailpiece. So little things like that have history, that are unique, that's really important to me. This banjo it's a work of art. It sounds good. It's basically relatively affordable art, and that's kind of been my mission from the get-go. So anyway, this thing's available if you're interested. If not, maybe I'll keep it. Who knows? But anyway, visual cues.